The most common practical unit of scenery is the platform. There are many ways to build platforms, but the way we are going to build this platform is probably the most common. We're going to build a 4-foot by 8-foot standard platform. When you need to build different sizes and shapes, simply cut the plywood to the desired shape and build like we're going to build this platform. You'll need a full sheet of 3/4 inch BC plywood, or CD if you want to save a few bucks. 5 2x4 by 8-foot pieces of white pine, some 2.5 inch and some 1 5/8 inch drywall screws. If a platform is going to take a lot of weight or is going to be an extra tall platform, use 2x6 or even 2x8 framing for extra strength. Cut one of the 2x4s into 4-foot pieces. Check your measurements. Then lay out the two 4-foot sections at the end of the plywood and push the full 8-foot pieces up against them. Hook the tape measure over the top edge of the 4-foot sections and mark the long 2x4s at 8 feet and cut them. What you're doing here is allowing for the width of the 4-foot pieces at the ends of the platform. Your long pieces should measure very close to 7 feet 9 inches. Lay out the pieces on top of the plywood and make sure they fit exactly. Then pre-drill holes in the 2x4s and join them together with the 2.5 inch drywall screws. The pre-drilling helps keep the wood from splitting. Put the good side of the plywood facing up on the frame you just built and line it up precisely with the frame. This is very important because you will probably be pushing platforms up against platforms, and it's important that there are no gaps or areas where plywood are hanging over the platforms. Once you're sure all the sides line up, use 1 5/8 drywall screws to secure the plywood to the frame. Put the screws in about every 6 to 8 inches. This is where you can adjust the 2x4s to run right along the edge of the plywood if the 2x4s happen to have a little warp to them. Flip the platform face down and measure, cut, and put in 3 supports at 2 feet center from each end and in the center of the platform.